What is going on, you guys? It's your girl Diana back at you with another YouTube video. Today is Friday, which means we have a part 3 of Ash versus Leon to go over. And I would like to add that I was wrong in the last one. I thought it was only going to be 3 parts, but it turns out that it is actually going to be 4 parts like I originally thought. But let me just say things are not looking good for our boy Ash. So let's go ahead and hop into my recap and review of episode 131 of the Pokemon Journeys anime. And if you're new here, make sure that you hit the subscribe button because it helps your girl out, and give this video a thumbs up if you're a Pokemon fan so we can push it out into the YouTube algorithm so that we can all talk about the battle down below in the comments. And if you would like another way to support the channel, please feel free to check out the merch store. There is a link down below in the description that takes you to not only my merch, but also all of my other socials so you can keep up with what I'm doing on a daily basis. But let's go ahead and hop into part 3 of Ash versus Leon. We pick up right where we left off last time with Ash having Dragonite out in the field and Leon having Rillaboom out. Leon starts off by having Rillaboom use Drum Beating, which Ash tries to combat by having Dragonite use Hurricane. However, Dragonite manages to get hit multiple times by the roots created by Drum Beating. Ash then attempts to have Dragonite try to charge towards Rillaboom using Draco Meteor, but Rillaboom's Drum Beating manages to catch Dragonite and actually hurdles it across the battlefield and into the ground. Dragonite and Rillaboom then go at it, with Dragonite using Dragon Claw and Rillaboom using Acrobatics. And after some hand-to-hand combat, Rillaboom comes out on top and KOs Dragonite. Ash then sends out Sirfetch'd and has it charge right in with a Meteor Assault. And Leon has Rillaboom use High Horsepower. The two clash head on, but Sirfetch'd manages to come out on top. And it looked like Sirfetch'd may have actually defeated Rillaboom, but Rillaboom gathers up its strength and uses its drum to help itself stand back up. And Leon has him retaliate with another High Horsepower. The two go at it for a little longer, with Ash attempting to have Sirfetch'd use Fury Cutter on Rillaboom. But Rillaboom manages to catch Sirfetch'd's shield mid-attack and actually throws it right back at him. Leon then deals the final blow and has Rillaboom use Acrobatics, KOing Sirfetch'd. With Sirfetch'd no longer able to battle, Ash then sends out Dracovic with its newly awakened power. Dracovic uses its newly awakened power and Ice Fang in order to break through Rillaboom's drum beating attacks. And Dracovic is actually able to get the upper hand on Rillaboom while using a Dragon Rush with a little help from the bond it holds with Sirfetch'd. And finally KOs the Rillaboom that has already swept 2 of Ash's remaining Pokemon. With Rillaboom finally out of the match, Leon then sends out Cinderace, which we all know is already broken since it does have the Libero ability, and is basically at 100% HP. Leon has Cinderace start off with the high jump kick and easily gets a quick first hit on Dracovic. In order to combat Cinderace, Ash has Dracovic use Water Gun, but Cinderace is able to easily negate the attack with Leon having it use Pyro Ball. Leon then manages to land a heavy hit on Dracovic by having Cinderace use Iron Head, but the two Pokemon still stand. Ash then has Dracovic use Dragon Rush, and Leon has Cinderace use another high jump kick. Cinderace manages to jump over Dragon Rush and lands a direct high jump kick onto Dracovic, KOing it, which means that Ash is now down to his final Pokemon and Leon still has Charizard and Cinderace remaining. But Leon then actually makes the decision to recall Cinderace at the end of his turn and sends out none other than his ace Charizard. I guess he really just wanted that ace on ace battle since Ash only has Pikachu left. Leon immediately Gigantamaxes Charizard and Ash has Pikachu use Thunderbolt. Leon counters by having Charizard use Max Rock Fall. Pikachu manages to dodge the initial attack but is hit by the rock shards that come after. But Pikachu manages to power through the shards and Ash has him use an Iron Tail for a direct hit on Gigantamax Charizard. But it looks like Charizard was almost unaffected by Iron Tail and he literally just looks at him like, that's it? And Pikachu is over here like, what just happened? Leon then has Charizard use Max Wormwind, which lands a direct hit on Pikachu. Pikachu manages to withstand the attack and Ash realizes just how powerful Gigantamax Charizard really is. And he realizes that the time has come to use his final gimmick and have Pikachu use their signature Z move. And Leon has Gigantamax Charizard use Max Wildfire. The two moves clash and they're so powerful that they happen to cause a beam of energy to shoot up into the sky. And these attacks made such a huge disturbance in the energy around the region that we actually cut over to Eternatus, who feels the power of the attacks. And it's almost as if the power of these attacks powered up Eternatus as well, because he actually breaks free and flies away. Back over on the battlefield, however, we see the attacks finally starting to dissipate. However, the episode ends on a huge cliffhanger with Eternatus making an appearance over the battlefield. So it looks like we're gonna have to find out what's going on with Eternatus in part 4. So my final thoughts on this episode. I thought it was a good episode. There was obviously a lot of action, but I am saying this here and now, if Ash manages to pull out the win in this battle, it is 1000% 100% going to be due to plot armor. Because technically, even if Pikachu has a little bit of an advantage over Charizard since it is an electric type, even if it manages to defeat Charizard, Leon still has a whole other Pokemon, Cinderace, that is basically at 100% HP and literally has Libero, so it can just turn into a ground type, rendering all of Pikachu's electric attacks basically useless. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But sticking to this week's episode, I do wish that they would have had either Ash or Leon use more creative strategies like they did in the previous 2 episodes, because this battle definitely felt a lot more cut and dry and everyone just kind of going at each other head on. I did, however, really like that they were really driving home the point that Leon had the upper hand all along, since all of his Pokemon were basically at full health and Ash's team had already taken such heavy damage. So it made sense that Rillaboom was able to basically sweep his entire team, especially since we've already seen how powerful Rillaboom can be. I will say, however, that the clash between Gigantamax Charizard and Z-move Pikachu did feel a little bit anticlimactic. I feel like they could have drawn that out more, and we could have saved the cutscene over with Eternatus for the very end of the battle, and not in the middle of what was supposed to be literally the climax of the entire battle. But it looks like they're saving the actual climax for part 4, where it's going to be base Pikachu versus base Charizard. So it really will be a fair match between the aces. I'm also hoping that we get the Eternatus part out of the way early on in the episode, so we can really focus on finishing the Ash versus Leon battle for the last part of the episode. But overall, I give this episode an 8 out of 10. But of course, that's just my opinion, so feel free to leave yours down below in the comments. But that is going to wrap up part 3 of Ash versus Leon. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you guys. Bye!